Hi everybody, welcome back to the excellent Arma Reforger, and in this video I want to show you one of the most powerful pieces of equipment that you can use, and that is the backpack radio, which will give you a portable respawn point. So if we go into the arsenal, it'll be generally in the one where all the backpacks are for the Russians and the Americans, and we pick up one of these bad boys. We now have a very, very powerful tool for us and our squad. So as you can see, we kind of looks very good. We can't put anything else in it. However, it does carry in and of itself, when you first pick it up, 100 supplies. And what's going to happen is we're going to run over here and we're going to deploy it. And at that point, we can then redeploy into it, or our squad mates can. However, every time someone deploys there, it will use 20 supplies. So you only get 5 respawns out of it. There is also an option to allow people to respawn there with custom loadouts, which is a bit odd, to be honest, because you got to think, well, how can they spawn with a custom loadout? But obviously, if you spawn with a custom loadout, that costs more supplies, so it allows them to do that. But I'm not a particular big fan of that. Also, there are options for whoever's in charge, the server admin and game master, to disable the radios completely so you can't use them, but also to have them so that you can have as many respawns from them as you like, or instead of having supplies, having a fixed number, you can change that number. So you could say, well, actually every radio will give you 5 respawns and that's it. Anyway, okay, so we've got where we want to deploy it. So now we go into our inventory, and all we do is we just drop it on the ground. There we go. So we just dropped it on the ground, and then we can look at it, and you can see we can equip it, we can pick it up, but we want to deploy it. Stay still. So let's deploy it. Dunk, and there we go. So there it is. And now if we look at the map, we'll see we now have a deploy radio, and it tells you just above it the fact there's 100 supplies on it. So my squad mates can now deploy here, which is fantastic. You can only have one deployed radio per team, which kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Well, per squad, sorry, which kind of makes sense. And again, once they're there, you'll want to dismantle it, and you'll want to equip it, and then you see it's on my back again now. And then you'll want to be on your way. And so the best practice would be, let's say our objectives was on the other side of this ridge. We would put down our radio somewhere where it wasn't completely obvious where it is, so the enemy can't see it, and then we would go into a bush, something like this, and then we'd go into our inventory. We would then drop it there, come out, deploy the radio. Radio is deployed. It's fairly difficult to see. Actually, I could have put it somewhere better. We'd run off, do our mission, and then if we get killed, we can deploy at the radio. There is a little bit of a cooldown on it as well. You can't just keep spawning in, but it is a very, very useful tool indeed, even if you're playing solo, because it just gives you that second chance, that second crack, or third or fourth or fifth crack at a particular objective, without having to go all the way back to where you started off and grab a vehicle. And I think it's very powerful. So every squad should have one, and if you're playing solo, I think you should have one as well. If you want to recharge it, players can bring supplies to it. So if you have a backpack, a medium or a large backpack, you can put supplies in it at a base and then bring it and refresh it that way. Or if you go to a supply cache or go to a base with supplies, it automatically fills up again, so it's good to go. Or as I say, in the game master options, there is an option to totally disable this function from the game, or have it so it's unlimited, so it doesn't rely on doesn't rely on anything, or you can have it so that it just has a fixed number of things. In fact, there it is. So there we go, and we're off again. So there we go. This should make capturing objectives a little bit easier. If you've found this video useful, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe, and of course I'll see you again soon.